Seconds out, delighted to be joined by British welterweight champion Chris Jenkins, rock and roller, of course. How are you getting on in lockdown? I imagine the amount of kids you've got, you're keeping busy.
Yeah, well, I got three boys. The other two ain't too bad, the older ones, because they're enjoying watching all rubbish on YouTube and, what kids 8-year-olds do. But with the little one, he's two and he's nuts. You can't control him. He's a million mile an hour, but, it is what it is.
How much training have you been able to get done? Because I know there's all sorts of talk about you fighting pretty soon. How kind of fit are you, and how much time will you need to get really ring shape?
Well, with the training wise, being in Wales where we are, the lockdown's a lot more stricter than England and other places. I seen Gallagher's gym was open yesterday. I think I seen a tweet. But I've had no access to a gym now for 10 weeks. So I'm getting the odd running here and there. I've got a bag in the house, but it's finding the time because the kids are home all the time. There's a lot of pressure with the three children, because at the end of the day, I can go for a run, but then say, like the other day, I was going to go for a run, but then I said, you know what, we'll go for a walk. It was a lovely day, and we live by the mountains and all that. So we went for a walk. We were gone up there for like 6 hours walking.
Wow.
So it's hard. Like I'm trying to get as much in as I can, but obviously with a lockdown situation, I'm proper struggling to get any type of training really.
And are you still in touch with your trainer and kind of doing like discussing the sort of stuff you're doing or anything like that, or are you just waiting until you get back in the gym?
To be honest, with you Gary's, at the end of the day, it's down to us where the fight does. He can tell us until he's blue in the face. But realistically, it's up to us. I'm trying to get in 4 sessions a week, whether that's going to be 2 punching sessions and 2 runs. But realistically, with this lockdown situation, it is tough to do any sort of training.
And you were originally scheduled to defend against former champion Johnny Garton. It was April, I think, the original date, then postponed to July, and then postponed. There isn't a new date at the moment for that show. Were you surprised when he announced his retirement, or had you kind of had a bit of an inkling beforehand that it was going to happen?
I did not have a Scooby Doo because myself and Johnny, even though we fought, he's a family man. I'm a family man. We got respect for each other outside of boxing. On my boy's birthday, they had their birthday in lockdown. And fair play to Johnny, he messaged me, "Oh, I wish the boys happy birthday, champ." Stuff like this, and vice versa. We're keeping in touch, and with this lockdown stuff, I said, I can't see us fighting until the end of the year. And he said, yeah, most definitely the end of the year is looking like. But, I was quite shocked that it came up on Instagram the other night. I was like, shit. So I texted him and all that. And he said, look, it's hard. You can't commit full time. He wants to be in the gym full time to have another fight with myself. And I was gutted in a way, but he has to work. He's got family. So family first, isn't it?
Well, it must be pretty tough for you as well. Like you said, you've got a family as well. I'm sure you've got sponsors and stuff. But have you found that you, at some point in the near future, you might need to start doing work or part-time work at some point?
I'm working. I am
Oh, you are?
self-employed. I'm self-employed, so I know it went dead for a good few weeks, but then work's picked up a little bit now. So, like, when I'm saying I'm not training, I'm doing some graft now. Like, I'm doing a job for my mate. Basically, it's rubber work and stuff, so it's keeping me in shape. But like you said, with the sponsor situation, massive shout out to Mo, my manager. He's proper keeping my head above water because there was a time, I think it was 4 or 5 weeks in, that I was honestly looking to be on the books because it was getting so hard. But, we're keeping our head above water. We're not a materialistic family. We don't dine out all the time. Not that you can. But, as long as the kids are fed, there's food in the cupboards and stuff, and they got clothes, we're happy we are.
Now, obviously, there's been speculation recently about a potential fight between yourself and Conor Benn. Just before
Yeah.
getting into any kind of details around that, you're saying about money-wise, it's not the easiest situation at the moment, but you haven't been able to go to the gym in 10 weeks. Is it kind of competing priorities in that this could be a big money fight when you really need one because you haven't been in the ring for ages. But the flip side is you're not going to be match fit very quickly. So how do you balance that?
You know, if you look, I boxed a title against Nurse. I think it was 2015. And it took me that long to regroup. And I've won it. I worked my balls off for them to think, oh look, we'll chuck you a couple of quid. You know, he needs the money, but that's something I ain't. I'm a survivor. Simple as. I haven't been brought up. My father minted and stuff. My father was a working man, and we had to do what we got. So yes, if the fight comes off that I don't know nothing of, I was seeing loads of things on social media, and you know, I'm having people like yourself now. We've had interviews before, but other place people reaching out to me for interviews as if I know what's going on, but I don't. You know, the only people that knows what's going on really is Eddie, probably Frank, my manager Mo, and probably Gary. But I'm none the wiser. As far as I was concerned, as I was fighting Johnny Garton on a delayed date, was my voluntary, and then my mandatory then was going to be Conor Benn. So it's kind of like nobody knows what's going on, all because it's bloody Kung Flu.
Kung Flu.
You know?
From what Eddie was saying, I think in a video or an interview the other day, he's looking at the mid-July, which would give you 6 or 7 weeks. And that's even if gyms reopen, which I'm guessing your gym hasn't yet. So
no.
How do you weigh that up? Is it that you'd want a really big payday to make it worthwhile, or is it just there's no way you could consider it because of the abbreviated time frame?
You know, if I can find a way of getting into a gym, you know, then it's going to be sparring partners then that's going to have to come in. And, you know, my sparring partner is Murph from the gym. I think he's 10 or 11 and 0, welterweight, strong, come forward fighter, you know. Is he going to put himself at risk? He's only got a young baby to come to the gym to spar with me. You know, so it is basically whatever they can work out financial-wise. And if it works out, at the end of the day, it's like I'm the champion. I'm the one in the hot seat. You know, I'm the one who really says yay or nay. No, I've never had this before. People calling out my name. I've been always chasing. So it's like the shoes on the other foot. You know, I'd love to fight in 8 weeks' time. I'll get fit in 8 weeks, but everything else has got to go as well my way. I need a training facility. I need everything done like I do every fight. Because there's no point going in a fight against Conor Benn, who is a good fighter, simple as. There's no point going into a fight with him where I haven't had the right prep. You know, so it's like you're not going to spar for these 8 weeks or whatever. You're going to go in and have a fight against somebody. You can get time in on the bags and stuff, but the bags will hit you back.
And I suppose you've got to be thinking as well that from his point of view, he's probably in the gym. And, you know, like you said, the restrictions are not as strict in England as they are in Wales. He could be in the gym. He could have been preparing for however long, and you just don't know.
Well, that's it. You know, someone said, "Oh, did you see the video of Conor Benn with his dad on the bag?" You know, so realistically, he's got a trainer there watching him and stuff. I know he's not his full trainer, but you know, having a legend like his old man from the boxing game, putting input in his training. You know, I'm going to the back garden now on a punch bag, and you know, if I only want to do 6 rounds, I'll only do 6 rounds. But if he's in the gym with his dad, his dad's going, "No, you're going to have 3 more rounds to go. Come on, get it done." You know, so you know, I am going to luxury of an inside gym. I'm going to luxury of people around me. Like, you know, my gym is over an hour away in Cardiff. And where the restrictions are in Wales, where they still stand now, we're not allowed to go, I think it's 5 miles away from your property to train. Oh, I'm back.
Yeah, it's all right. We've got it.
My bloody phone. It's on 10%. No, but like that's what I was just saying now, that it's easy enough, you know, Eddie opening his mouth saying things and interviews and stuff like that, and it's easy enough other people putting comments in or random people giving opinions that the fight should happen. But at the end of the day, the back falls to me. And if I don't feel that I've got access to the gym, everything else I need, then, you know, he's mandatory. Whatever happens, I'll have a volunteer and fight him next. So it doesn't really bother me.
Do you feel there is an element, though, that you're being kind of not manipulated, but maybe leveraged a little bit, in that they know that fighters out there are struggling at the moment? They know no one's been in the ring for a long time. And it's kind of take this fight for what we're offering, or the rest of the year you could be on the bench.
No skin off my nose. Seriously, there is no skin off my nose. You know, I went through time for 3-4 years when I was taking fights last minute, 2 weeks notice, getting bad cuts. It doesn't bother me one bit. They can say what they want. At the end of the day, he's a matchroom fighter. I'm a Frank Warren fighter. It's between them to resolve everything, and it works out for everyone, especially me.
Do you think, though, that promoters have that in mind at this stage, especially not just with you, because you are a Frank Warren fighter, but maybe with some of the small hall guys that they need to come in as opponents? They can say to them, basically, either you fight under our terms, or you're probably not going to fight, because there won't be any small hall shows this year, the way it's looking.
With the small hall scene, I read something the other day, you know, about the small hall shows are losing out, but, you know, realistically, do these small hall shows actually make money, you know? Because I know a number of promoters who actually lose money on shows, keeping regular boys busy, you know. But when it comes to the only good thing I can really see from that is these boys who are probably going to box in a small show will probably box somebody rather than the journeyman. They'll have to fight. They'll have a 50-50 match. So that could be good. They'll have exposure. They might have to box on either a behind the closed door show against a good boy who might only be 7-0, and then he might be 4-0, you know. So it's good for boxing that way, but for the small old scene, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's looking good really now for with all this going on, really.
And what do you make of Conor Benn, regardless of whether you face him in 7 weeks' time or whether you face him later this year or whenever it might be? What do you make of him as a fighter, and do you feel he's improved in the last couple of years?
To be honest with you, I haven't watched him. I don't watch boxing hardly, especially with the children and stuff. Now, if I do see a clip on Twitter or some social media, or I might catch it on Sky if I'm watching it one evening. But I know he's an aggressive, come forward fighter. You know, obviously he's doing everything right because he's winning fights, but then he's getting matched up well as well, isn't he? You know, someone said on some social media the other day regarding his performance against some boy who dropped him, and then he got robbed. So you know, that's
Cedric Payno in their first fight. Yeah, there's a lot of.
I don't even know his name. I didn't even know who the guy is. You know what I mean? He could work on the road. I won't have a clue who he is, but you know, there's people going on saying that. But then there's one thing in me that I've never robbed nobody. You know, in my fights, and I've been cut from head clashes. You know, so when we do, if me and him do fight, it'll be my boxing brain against his fighting brain. And I know I am confident that I'll do a number on him, i.e. a boxing number.
I think most people would say that you'd be the best person that he's fought so far in his career in total, because he didn't have much of an amateur career. But arguably, he wouldn't be the best person you fought, because you fought some really good people.
Yeah, you know, I boxed Garton. You know, I boxed out in Belfast. I think he's Paddy Gallagher.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Paddy Gallagher's a bigger puncher than him. I think Paddy Gallagher's better than him, personally. And then I boxed Taylor. I had a shit start, you know, and then Butt went in. You know, so yeah, you look at the caliber of fighters I've boxed, including Nurse as well. I know was back in the day. Sutcliffe Jr. I boxed. You know, there's guys I've boxed who are probably better than him. But, you know, when it comes on the night, it's just me against him. So you can kind of look at who we fought, etc., etc. But, you know, it's all about on the night, isn't it?
If it does come off and they're able to come to an arrangement where you will be prepped in time for 7-8 weeks, whatever it is, does it kind of excite you fighting behind closed doors at Matchroom HQ, or is that just something that doesn't bother you? Do you feed off the crowd normally?
Like I said, a few interviews now, I'd box him in his back garden. And, you know, I mean, it looks like that might be happening if it does. All I know is that as long as I'm there, I got my coach in my corner, I couldn't care who's about. Obviously, I like my wife to be here, but behind closed doors, safety with my kids, so she wouldn't attend if she could. But no, it don't bother me. He said the other day that he thrives off the crowd or something. I seen something and I was thinking, well, you're going to be fucked basically if you box behind closed doors, isn't it?
Yeah, because didn't he make a comment about he'd only fight for British or Commonwealth titles behind closed doors, otherwise he'd wait until crowds were back?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then somebody said something that he said he didn't want to do, and then he did. So the kid needs to make his mind up, I don't know him personally. I know he's was living in Spain, naughty boy, come over here and turned his life around, but I don't really know anything of him. But Nigel Benn's his dad, and he's mandatory for my title.
Before we let you go, I'm sure a lot of people know this already, but just give people out there an idea of how they can follow you on social media, like what your various handles are.
Twitter is Chris Rockin. I don't know how to spell it.
I think it's ROKN.
I say Rockin.
I'll follow you, so it's ROKN. There you go.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I got to share the account, believe it or not. I think it's Helen Chris Jenkins. I think I'm not sure. That's really it. Then be surprised. Even though I've been British champion for a year, it's like you say, they're adding a name like Ben, and now they're realizing who I am. But like, if this didn't come off with the Ben situation, would people still know who I am now?
I don't know. It depends how long people's memories are. I think there was a massive buzz around you after you won Prize Fighter. And then I think
that's it. Yeah,
you've had a bit of an up and down situation since, and then you beat Garton, but then you've been out the ring.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit unfortunate in terms of profile.
That's what I'm saying. It's quite nuts, isn't it? But I think it's where I'm from as well. I'm not from a big city of Cardiff or Swansea. I'm actually 20 miles further inland from Swansea. I'm like, where I live is all mountains around me, stuff like that. Where Swansea Valley's where from, But then, if I was probably in Cardiff, maybe I'd have a bigger profile. Or maybe even if I was in England, I'll have a bigger profile. But, I'm just happy, fit and well. The family's good, so.
I think if you beat Conor Benn in the summer, you'll have a massive profile.
When?
So I wouldn't worry too much.
When?
Yeah, when? Yeah, when.
There we go. No, if it comes off, it comes off. If it doesn't come off, I got involved against somebody and then I got a mandatory against them. There's no skin off my nose. All I want to do is win that British belt outright.
Well, fingers crossed that comes together for you. And hopefully I'll get to see you on Fight Week, whether that's in the summer or later on in the year.
Next year.
Yeah, whenever it might be. Yeah, well, fingers crossed.
This bloody thing, I tell you, it is nuts, I couldn't believe it. I was training for the Garton fight and then Gary texted me the next day, gyms are closed. And I was like, huh? And then everything just snowballed into a shitstorm, didn't it, for everyone, not only in boxing, but everyone in all sports, as well as local businesses, companies. This is gonna affect, obviously the boxing, but it's gonna affect the worldwide, and it's just fucking nuts.
Well, hopefully we're just about starting to kind of come out of it a little bit now. Hopefully there's no second wave. That's what everyone's worried about.
Well, yeah, but you're quick. You guys are quicker than us. They're coming out. You're like on phase 13. We're on like phase 2 in Wales.
Yeah, but you'll have the last laugh if there's a second wave in a few weeks, won't you? And then it'll be us that looks stupid. So.
Well, that's all right then. No, only joking. Everyone keep safe.
Brilliant. Yeah, and you stay safe too. And we'll speak to you soon, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully now we get some news. I don't know what's going on. Everything else is down for the team. I'm a fighting man. I'm well known for taking fights anywhere. I think I won the belt on the road. I defended on the road twice. I got no issue in travelling. I got gloves. Or what's this? Yeah, like the journeyman said. Yeah, but then I got belts. I will travel. That's the better one.
Yeah, even better. Heavier, but better.
Yeah. That's it.
Good stuff. All right. Well, yeah. we'll see you soon, and look forward to seeing you back in action.
No worries. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Cheers, Chris. Take care, mate.
Bye.